Hey everybody, what's up, man? Let's hold the truth hostage where if the truth was so important, we wouldn't negotiate with lies. Now, I just want to say Happy New Year's and to all the brothers that we lost, we're going to move forward in your memory, There's a lot going on. Now, I haven't posted a video in a while, just been looking at the new year, just accepting it. You don't have to rush to, oh man, I gotta jump back into that mode, man. Nah, dude, we made it to 2021, man, and I'm just basking in that. I was just taking my time, reflecting on it, and living, man. So now this video, I was planning on making this last year, but better now than later. This video is what I call OnlyFans side effect. Now, a lot of people are looking at and I'm switching it now, to basically alter what YouTube blocks. A lot of people look at S-imps, you know what I'm saying? S-imps. A lot of people look at S-imps and say, you know what? Man, they're the worst. They're S-imping online. They're S-imping on Twitch. They're S-imping on YouTube. S-imping on freaking Instagram. But here's the thing, man. The OnlyFans is going to have a major side effect. And that major side effect is going to be on the female psyche. It's going to have a lot of mental side effects and mental destruction, because of OnlyFans. Now, what you got to look at is how technology moves. Now, notice that once text messaging came, you started talking to people less. It used to be normal that you give someone a call, y'all talk it out, and you talk, and that was the norm. Then it became texting, and now with emojis, the ability to send GIFs, video links, you don't even really have to talk to somebody. I mean, you could be texting to someone back and forth for hours and even days. I mean, we've all gone days where you talk to your friend, talk to the people and it's through texting. As soon as I say, I was talking to somebody, odds are you automatically were thinking, was he texting that person? And the reason I bring this up is that a lot of men are going to adapt. They're adapting to what's going on. You gotta look at Tinder when it became mainstream. And, I worked the nightlife a lot. A lot of guys would go to the club, go to the bar, they'd be drinking. They'd be striking out here and there, and they'd be, I'm good, man. I'm just here for a drink. I'll just check on Tinder for who I'm gonna be sleeping with tonight. That's what a lot of guys started doing. So what you gotta look at with OnlyFans is basically, it's the next level of adaption. And what's happening with OnlyFans is just like Tinder, when Tinder went mainstream, the dating, or should I say hooking up culture, it became where it used to be, man, I'm gonna hook up with somebody going to the bar. Now, the whole world is a hookup culture. You just swipe left and right. Of course, there's some, as the guys like to talk about, there's the whole 80-20, 9%, women are going for the 10% or 5%, whatever, but it's still become an option. It used to be the only option to hook up with somebody was you go to the bar or you go to some location. Even if there is over 90% of women are seeking only 5 to 10% of the men, that's still an option outside of going to the bar and going to restaurants and so on. So now what's gonna happen, I did a video on this before called, the offline S-imp vs the online S-imp. Who's really the worst S-imp? someone S-imping online or someone S-imping offline. Now, the reason I bring this up is that because of how popular OnlyFans has become, where it's now mainstream, just like Tinder was, is mainstream. It's so mainstream now, it's part of the conversation, and now OnlyFans is part of the the part of the conversation. When someone talks to a chick online, he'll bring up, do you have an OnlyFans? It's basically what's happening is it's become so normalized. And what's gonna happen and the damage that's gonna come from it is that what a lot of women don't understand with OnlyFans is that you're gonna be competing with what I call the female triangle. What is the female triangle online? Well, of course, a woman will be competing with younger women that are coming in, and then they're going to be competing with the younger images of themselves. And then number 3 is when they're eliminated out of the process. And what's happening with something like OnlyFans is that, it's now normalized. Even, at least with Tinder, guys were seeking a woman on a phone app. They would swipe, I'm going to go hook up with this chick, and I'm going to hook up with this other one. But what OnlyFans is doing is that, it's making it so that men can get female validation on their phone. You could actually, some of these chicks with OnlyFans allow you to talk to them, schedule conversation. You get photos from them. You might even get messages for happy birthday, Merry Christmas. And now, of course, you had the M2. Now you add on that the M2 happened, and that, that huge, you could even search it on YouTube, that Tinder trap where this chick got over 100 men to all meet her in the same location for a Tinder trap where she was gonna say, well, I'm looking to measure men like they measure us, which is, it's all for attention. And whether it be a true event or not, it happened, And what happened with Tinder, the limit that Tinder has for women is that Tinder allows you to balance, yes, multiple men, but you're balancing their interests. Then you have to meet them to extract their resources. What OnlyFans has done is it's allowed one woman to balance hundreds, potentially thousands of men, or even millions of men at once without ever having to meet them. Yet at the same time, depending on how much they're paying for that access, she's also can pick which one will have more value to her in the physical realm. And what OnlyFans is doing, what they don't report, and this is the weakness, and this is where a lot of sites get exploited. What OnlyFans is doing, and it won't be mentioned because, women are involved. What's happening with OnlyFans is it's actually damaging more women. And the reason for that is this. Now, when a man is dating multiple women, he'll be dating multiple women here and there. He has off days with them. He doesn't balance them, 24/7. That's usually what the women do. And what OnlyFans is doing, it's allowing one woman to balance the interests of multiple men. It's basically taking a lot of men out of the equation from dating to begin with. Now, you already had Tinder doing that, taking men out of the dating equation. Now you have OnlyFans, which is a man can get more bang for his buck, instant access. And that's the big thing with instant access is that, a man could come from work. You gotta look at what it takes. With instant access, a man can look at his phone and have instant access to the chick and get validation from her. And the other thing is OnlyFans is basically, in all honesty, giving men a level of validation that they couldn't get from porn. You see, on porn, you could just watch a video of a woman getting, banged out, whatever. Or you could even watch a woman touching herself and all that. And even those cam girls, you could get them to do things for you, but you couldn't get validation, like a conversation, a hello, how you doing? And then with the cam girls, you gotta share them with everyone else. But what OnlyFans has done is it's allowed men to have an individual level of access, even though sharing her with multiple men, but they'll never see those multiple men. When she sends them a message, you know what I'm saying? Depending on the tier he's in, he'll get instant access to her gratification. And now that OnlyFans has become mainstream to where you can openly talk about it, it's not shamed upon. I mean, porn is still shamed upon, you know what I'm saying? Cam girl stuff is still shamed upon, but what OnlyFans has done, it's now given men instant access to validation, female validation. And what this means is a guy will go to you gotta look at the nightlife scene. The nightlife scene is already being damaged by Tinder. And then you add in the fact that a lot of bars tend to be predatory when it comes to not respecting or admitting that both parties were drunk, not just the female. You know what I mean? A lot of men are taking themselves out of that equation as well. So what you get with something like OnlyFans is you get this. A lot of the guys that weren't confident before OnlyFans would at least try to ask a woman out, try to date here and there. And then, you got Tinder, as well on there. A lot of guys would ask some chick out in a bar. Now, what happens because of something like OnlyFans, since that guy can get validation and conversate with a female as soon as possible, he's like, you know what? It ain't even worth it. Another thing is with the bars, depending on what happens between you and her, it will be implied she was drunk and you were not, you were sober. The risk aspect, then you got the open targeting, of men with M2 times up and all this stuff, where, the only perspective is that the men are the ones victimizing people. A lot of men look at the bar and say, you know what, man, I'm gonna drink with my friends here and there, but that's it. The guys that are already there that's gonna be looking to ask and get numbers, they're gonna keep doing it. They're gonna do it anyway, because, they already know what they're gonna get. But those guys that know they won't get anything or don't fit the mold, be it height or confidence, they're just gonna go to their OnlyFans girl or Tinder. And what this is doing is it's taking a lot of women out of the equation. A lot of men are, no longer really going to locations or asking people out, because you just go to Tinder, you could get one, and now you get instant gratification with something like OnlyFans. So a lot of guys will just go on OnlyFans to get that female validation, because with porn and cam girls, you can't have a full-blown conversation with her and so on. Now, a lot of guys offline, will say, yo, he's S-imping online. He's wasting his money. He's wasting his money. He's giving this chick like $50 a month or $10 a month, whatever he's doing. But the thing a lot of these guys that are trying to still maintain the bragging rights of physical encounters, the thing they're losing is that, it's changed. Just like the cell phone, just like you could text and talk, people are adapting. Now you could text, you could call. People are seeking simplicity. And the other thing is, the guy S-imping online is safer than the guy S-imping offline. the chick on OnlyFans can't claim that the guy was, abusing her. The guy did this, the guy did that. He forced himself on her. She can't claim that. So there's a higher level of safety for the guy simping on OnlyFans. And a lot of guys are jumping on that bandwagon. They come off work. You gotta look at a relationship. You come off working, let's say 8 hours, to ride home. Let's say you get home after 8 hours of work and let's say you get home in 1 hour or, 1 hour and some change. You gotta bathe, you gotta take a bath, then you gotta do this, you gotta do that. There's a lot of time missing. But a guy could get off work and go straight to something like OnlyFans in a matter of seconds, instant access. And the other thing is with guys simping online is that, with something like an OnlyFans or Twitch, is that these guys on the OnlyFans simping is they get access. They cut to the chase and get exactly what they want. I want to talk to you. I want to see your, you nude, whatever. They cut right through something that a guy that goes on a physical encounter has to pray or set game or whatever it is to get to. And that guy could end up spending, over $100 on the date, then getting there, the amount of money, because a lot of guys don't mention the money it costs to get to the date and all that. So a lot of the guys that are on the physical aspect, they're actually losing, when compared to the guys that are simping on something like OnlyFans, because they get to cut to the chase. I want to see you this way, and I want to talk to you about what I want to talk to you about. There's no questions asked, and what this will do to a lot of women in the long run, the level of damage that's going to be done is that a lot of women on OnlyFans is that you're giving away images of you when you were younger that can be brought back up to the surface, So now this woman is competing with her younger images. Then she's competing with the younger, fresher crop of women that are coming. And then you add on the fact that she's aging out and she's losing her fertility. And then you add on the fact that the more time she spends on something like OnlyFans, the more she exposes herself for not being something worth a long-term relationship. And then you add in the fact that the more time she's on OnlyFans is less time she's seeking to be with the man that she will end up being with and have a family with. And then now you add in the women that are outside of OnlyFans that are being ignored, and passed on because a guy is seeking validation from his OnlyFans girl. You add in a level of mental damage, and you're going to end up with, as Replicant Fish likes to keep saying, leftover women, whatever, Shong Yu, whatever. You're going to have a higher case of this because now men have so many alternatives to acquiring female validation and female attention, be it, and then you add in, like I said, the fact that men have been targeted with M2, Time's Up, and all this stuff to where physical encounters are being openly seen as a risk and a victimization of women. And then you see men looking at somebody like what's going on with Johnny Depp and what's going on with many others. You're gonna see, I'd say in the next two, and then you add in the fact that, I call it Conan 19 happened, where you have a lot of social distancing. The adoption rate of men going OnlyFans is only quadrupled and increased. Now think of these men that, with social distancing and all that are on something like an OnlyFans. And here's the thing. social distancing isn't new to us men. You know, we've been playing video games. We've been ever since video games came out, we've been social distancing. You know, man, you can have fun at your house and stay there. Then you add the online features. A lot of men have already been social distancing. But now social distancing or introverts is the mainstream appeal. It's in the mainstream, you know. I'll do another video about that, but basically because of something like OnlyFans, you got one woman balancing the attention of multiple men looking at it as a way to get validation and openly will talk about it, you know, to the point where they're avoiding physical interaction and giving their attention on OnlyFans. And then you add in the Twitch, you add in all these other locations where men are being able to put their attention and require and obtain validation. You're gonna see a lot more, and I'd give it by the time 2023 to 25 comes in, you're gonna see, because a lot of people don't add in the fact that the internet, things speed up, things move at the speed of a viral video. What once wasn't accepted can be accepted to millions just going viral. I mean, if a guy, for example, you know, people joked and laughed at me when I said this, man, I thought about walking my cat outside like a dog, you know, getting a leash and all that. Now imagine that goes viral where millions, you know, it gets over 5-10 million views of a guy walking his cat. Now it becomes normal. Now more people are trying to walk their cats like a dog. The internet moves at the speed of how quickly it can be viewed by people. And that means the culture is constantly changing, because all it takes for something that was once shamed upon, shadowed, and deemed not worthy of the light of the public eye, now it's gone mainstream, it's normal. So that's why I say with something like OnlyFans and social distancing, you know what I mean? I plan to do another video on the effect of social distancing. Because this year I'm not going to make videos too long. I'm not going to try to hit beyond 30 minutes, you know. So, but, you know, the effect of this is that it's normalized. And once something's normal, it's damn near impossible to alter it unless something else becomes the new norm. So OnlyFans, like I said, it creates the female triangle. You know, the female triangle is, you know, what she's competing against and what she'll face. So because of the internet, you know, younger women coming in, her competing with her younger pitchers, then her not being able to participate anymore. That is the female social media triangle, you know, and that's what's going on. But I'll probably do a part 2 on this video. But you know, this has been Hold the Truth Hostage, where if the truth was so important, we wouldn't negotiate with lies. Happy New Year's, and we got a lot more in store.